Hello, hello. I'm gonna wait just a minute to see who jumps on. I'm not gonna wait long. I'll just give it a second so notifications kick in. Hopefully I'm in the right group. I'm gonna take a look at that while you guys jump on. Say hello when you do. Let me make sure that I am where I am supposed to be. Hello, hello. Yes, I am where I'm supposed to be. Hey, hey. All right, so I am not gonna take a whole lot of time. I am very cognizant of y'all's time, so I'm just gonna jump right into this. As y'all filter in, say hello. I am so excited to be here. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Johanna Luna, and I'm here to talk to you guys about planning for success. And I have to tell you guys, just those words, planning for success, just hit me in a different way. This is absolutely so surreal for me. I have to be completely honest with you. If you would have told me 5 years ago when I reinstated that I would be doing a training in 5 years as a superstar director in Chloe Cox's leadership group, I would have told you you're lying. I would have told you there's no way. How could I ever get to that level where I would have something to offer to be able to be in such a group? It's an honor and it's a privilege to be here. And we're going to talk about the things that I've done and I've implemented into my business that I'm going to share with you all today, and how you can also do that within your business and believe in yourself. And for me, believing in myself is oftentimes just a result of making sure that I have the tools in place to be able to do so. So we're gonna talk about that today. I'm just grabbing off my printer because I printed some clean copies so you guys aren't looking at mine with all my numbers and my chicken scratch all over it. But I'm super, super excited to be here. So because it's relevant to the topic, I'm just going to share a little bit about my story. So as I said, my name is Johanna Luna. I am a superstar director, and I am a boy mom of 2. I have 2 sons, Luke, who is 10 years old, and Noah, who is 7, excuse me. I work full-time outside of Scentsy. So I am a corporate executive assistant, and I have been an executive assistant now for 15 years. And so I am very, very busy. My job is 40 or more hours a week outside of Scentsy. And then with my kids who are in soccer and karate and swimming and all the things, it's busy. It's very, very busy. So let me just tell you that there is a way to be able to balance Scentsy with a full-time job and to be able to start to build the foundation of your empire while you do so. So don't get discouraged if you aren't at a place yet where you can walk away from whatever your job is to be able to do this. You just have to find the time. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So let's talk about the journey to SSD, just because, again, it will validate what I'm going to share with you guys today. So everybody's journey within Scentsy is different, and what we're not going to do tonight is we're not going to compare. Okay, we're not going to say I have been here twice as long as Johanna, so I'm not able to do it, or my story isn't successful. That's not the point of me sharing this. The point of me sharing this is to give you a parameter on which, if she can do it, so can I. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. That's the lens in which we're going to look at this. If she can do it, so can I. So I reinstated my business in 2017. For those of you not familiar with what it takes to reinstate, when you reinstate, you start all over. The only title you retain is certified, because you're certified for life. After that, everything else you have to rebuild. You don't get your team back. You don't get any of that stuff back. You have to rebuild. So I started in August of 2017, basically all over again. I went from August of 2017 to March of 2021 is when I hit SSD. So in June of 2019, I hit director, and in May of 2020 is when I hit SD. March of 2021 is when I hit SSD. Okay? So that didn't happen by accident, okay? Nothing like that happens by accident. It wasn't just a bunch of things fell into place, they fell into my lap, and so it happened. It was with intention. It was purposeful planning that made that happen. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. It's all about being intention with your focus. Now, I did take notes. I have some notes prepared here. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my notes so that I give you guys the best possible content possible. Okay, so let's take a step back for a minute. I want to share how this planner came to be, because that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about our planner and what its purpose is. I know some of y'all's team members here shared the planner already. I thank you all for that. So please feel free to use it, print it, do whatever you've got to do with it. And I'll talk to you about how to customize it a little bit in a minute. But what has helped me be successful in my business is what I've taken from my corporate job and what I've learned from corporate America to apply to my business. That is relevant because I will tell you that not everybody in Scentsy has a business mindset. If you want your business to pay you like a business, you have to treat it like a business. You have to be planful. You have to be purposeful. You cannot build a business flying by the seat of your pants. You just can't. So the first thing I learned in corporate America is how a CEO works. Now, how a CEO works is very much dependent on not only how they respect and treat their time, but also how others respect and treat their time. As a corporate executive assistant, I have supported all different levels of an organization. And what I can tell you is when the CEO's schedule allows is when the meeting happens. Okay? When a CEO is available is when a meeting happens. Anybody else will move their stuff around in order to make that CEO's meeting happen. Okay? So you want to be a CEO, you've got to start dressing for the job you have, and you've got to start working your business in that mindset that you are going to make it happen on your schedule. All right? So being busy isn't an excuse. I'm busy. Everybody's busy. My biggest pet peeve is when people act or say that they're busier than me. Like, child, please, not a thing. It's not really a thing. We are all busy. So you can decide whether or not you're going to be too busy for this, or if you're busier than you'd like to be. So you're going to make this work so that you have the freedom of time later. You are the CEO of you. And one of my favorite quotes to live by is, you have to do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. And for most of us, that's where we're at right now. We're in the we have to do what we have to do until we can do what we want to do. So some of that means that you are going to have to time block, which is my next point, in order to get it done. Okay? So all the CEOs that I've ever worked for had me block their time out in their day to get their work done. Because what happens is you go from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting, and you're not getting your work done. You're sitting in all the meetings, but when are you doing the work from the meeting? Your business is very much like that. If you are going about your day all day long, right? And you have your full-time job, you've got your kids' schedule, you've got all the things, when are you time blocking to work your Scentsy business? You have to block the time. Sometimes it's going to be 15 minutes. Sometimes it's going to be an hour. Sometimes it's going to be 30 minutes. But you have to block the time, and you have to make the time. So time blocking is very, very important. Business cadence. When things happen in your business, how they happen in your business, how you make them happen in their business is all part of what's going to make it successful, right? Every business has its cadence. It has its seasons. It has when things happen and how they happen. Think about our Scentsy business. We know when certain LTO collections drop because they happen the same time every year. Scentsy events happen the same time every year. There's a business cadence. The same thing with your individual businesses. You have to set a cadence for what works to fit into your lifestyle, but what is also going to push the momentum of your business forward. Okay? What do I mean by that? Because it's important. I'm going to talk more about front loading your calendar, but that's a huge one. What's going to push your business forward is how your business works on a cadence and how it works on a schedule. You want to make sure that you are setting yourself up by success, that you're booking your parties in the front half of the month so that you have a contingency plan if somebody had to cancel. If there's a death in the family, somebody has a baby early, that literally happened to me last month with one of my parties. The woman ended up having her baby 3 weeks early. It was a shock to all of us, and the party had to get shifted. It's okay, it happens, but we have to plan early for that. So that's why you set your business cadence in a way that's going to make it successful for you, and so that you're not playing catch up the rest of the month. Okay? SOP, a standard operating procedure. Any corporate job I've ever worked in has a standard operating procedure for how they do everything. How do they onboard their employees? How do they market their sales? How do they get new products to launch? How do they file policies within there? How do they do all of these different things? It's all on a standard operating procedure. If you don't have them in your business is going to suffer. Okay, again, treat your business like a business. Treat your time and how you apply it to your business like a business, and it's going to pay you like a business. Setting expectations with consistency. Consistency is everything. You don't have to be excellent at things, but you have to be consistent. Consistency will lead to excellence, which is a non-negotiable for me. Okay, you're not always going to be motivated, but you need to be disciplined to get the work done. Right? So that is so important. Setting expectations with consistency. Your team, your customers, your hosts, they need to know what to expect from you. And if you're consistent with your behaviors, with your mailings, with your email marketing, with when you put in orders, all of that matters. And all of that can be built into your business cadence schedule to help you be most successful. Okay. All right, so let's look at the next part of this, okay? I'm going to go through the planner itself, but before I do, I want to share with you guys my 7 keys to success when it comes to planning, okay? And this is how it's going to take planning to success in your business. So the first one is to make a plan. Seems simple enough. But the nitty gritty of this is, how will you work every day? What days will you work? Most importantly, what days will you not work? Because that's almost, if not more important than what days you're going to work. What times will you work, right? I am a mother of 2 children. I work a full-time job. So I don't work my business between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. because that's homework time, that's bath time, that's dinner time with my family. I don't do that. So I will often do coaching calls or something on my way home from work. I will listen to a podcast. I'll catch up on a corporate training like the SSD call or the leadership call. If I wasn't able to catch it live, I'll listen to it in my car on my way home. That is how I time block, and that's how I fit it in. After 8 p.m. is when I'll do trainings like this. This is when I will set my marketing campaigns. This is when sometimes I'll be staging pictures in my house of new products or whatever to use the next day. Because I work full time, I can't be on social media all day long. Or can I be? Can I schedule those posts in my VIP group, in my team page, etc., to make my presence be felt throughout the day, but I am time blocking it and I'm working it ahead of time. Making a plan for what that looks like is vital. Number 2, prepare for the unexpected. We talked about this a little bit ago, right? This is front load income producing activities in your month to allow for pivots when life happens. In this case, you're not only planning for your own life, you're planning for a team member's life, you're planning for a customer or a host life, right? Sometimes we have to be realistic about what our team needs and when they need it. So we have to be realistic when we're setting up things, right? So let's talk about front loading from a perspective. Most people understand front loading as, okay, I'm going to front load my calendar. I'm going to plan out my month with parties, right? I'm going to do all the parties. But what about your coaching calls? How do you plan that? If you're coaching your team members, you're a leader, you're coaching your team members, which you should be, When are you planning that? I hope not before you have $500 in for the month. I don't believe in that. Sorry if I'm going to step on toes, but I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're coaching your team or you're working with your team before you've got your $500 in, to me, you're working for free. Okay? That's volunteer work at that point. You need to make sure your business is taken care of first. So I'll talk more about that in a minute, but I work those in while early enough in the month where I have a cadence allowance here, or I have a contingency plan allowance here if I need to be able to get more time if something happens in their life or my life, but not before I have $500 in. You're never going to see me doing a training or see me doing any kind of coaching call on the first of the month, unless I know that I've collected pre-sales and I've got my $500 in first thing in the morning, which does happen quite a bit. But I'll never schedule based on that. All right. The next one, number 3, prioritize your goals. This is again where you're going to put your IPA activities first. You're going to prioritize what is going to get you paid. So when you have limited time, especially when you have limited time, you need to focus on the activities that are going to support your goals to get you paid. Right? That's what it's all about. That's why most of us are here, to make some money, right? You're here to build a business. A business pays you money. You need to do the activities that are going to get you paid, and that breakdown is in the planner. Okay. Develop good, consistent habits, right? Consistency is a huge theme here. We have to be consistent. Your business will pay for in 90 days what you're doing today. You've heard you're planting the seeds, right? You are harvesting later. You need to plant the seeds. Planting the seeds consistently is what is going to get you big, sustainable, sustainability is huge, results. Okay, you want to focus on the steps in front of you, not the entire staircase. That's another big theme in the planner, is little chunks of things. When you don't have a whole lot of time because you can't work this full time yet, you need to do little chunks at a time. You're going to put the chunks in that make most sense for you. Whether you use mine exactly as it is or you're going to customize to yourself is up to you. But you want to do the things that are going to have the highest impact on your income. I strive by a formula for my own PRV that has paid me off with success. As soon as I figured this out, I'll be real honest with you, I didn't earn annual sales my first couple of years because I didn't understand the formula for success. Once I established this formula in my business, and once I started making sure that I was tracking this, which is another big thing in the planner, annual sales came much easier. I was able to obtain it without the sweat and the stress of it at the end. So active by the 1st, if not 500, we talked about that earlier, but definitely active by the 1st, $500 by the 5th, $1,000 by the 15th, and $2,500 minimum by the end of the month. Now, I really try to push for that $2,500 earlier because those last 3 to 5 days, I want to already be pre-selling and pre-working the next month. Because again, I got to get to that 200 or that 500 on the 1st. You always want to be working ahead, not trying to play catch up. And when you're planful, that becomes a lot easier. Okay? How can you be working with your team? How can you be helping them hit their goals? How can you be watching numbers to help figure out who's close to a promotion and figuring out what that is and doing the things that you need to do as a leader and help build leaders if you're playing catch up with your own sales? So you've got to do the things to get yourself consistent. Guys, this is not difficult. It's simple, but it takes consistency. Okay? So that's the formula. Active by the 1st, 500 by the 5th, 1,000 by the 15th, 2,500 by end of month, okay? All right, but where is that PRV coming from? You need to plan for that in your planner. It is not enough to just say, I want to have $500 in by the 5th, or I'm going to sell $2,500 a month. That's great, sis. How? What's the game plan, friends? Where are we going with this? Right? What are we doing? You have to know, is it coming from parties? How much of it's coming from club? Guys, that breaks down right in the workstation. You can see what days those club orders are hitting, how much they're going to be for approximately. You can figure that out. What launches are coming? Like now we have the planner document, we can see what launches are coming. We know what's hot with our customers. When you have Harry Potter from before, you'll know how many you sold before and how many of the new warmer you can sell. All of these things help you be planners, right? And your follow-up. Your recurring sales should be the icing on the cake to the rest of this. If you guys aren't partying, I don't even know what else to say. You have got to party. It is the only way you're going to get higher PRV. It's the only way you're going to get more hosts, and you have to plan for those. You have to plan as many parties as you can in the beginning of the month. All right. The last step to success and being planning successful is, and then we're going to get into the planner, is to worry about yourself and what you are doing to grow year over year. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what Susie Q over here is doing, how great her business looks because you're seeing the highlight reels on social media. Stop paying attention to that. It doesn't freaking matter. You can be inspired by somebody and then go work it your way. But you need to just worry about you. Okay? If I looked at every leader that I look up to and I tried to compare my business to theirs, it's asinine. They've been doing it for longer. They're doing it full time. I'm not in the same place. What I need to worry about is whether or not my business is better than last year. And in fact, I'm going to challenge you to not even look at last year or the year before. I'm going to challenge you to go back and look at 2019 and look at what your percentage of growth is for this year. We can't compare a dip to hyper growth. So you've got to look back and you've got to see it. Number 6 was the formula, the 500 by the 5th, the 1,000 by the 15th, and the 2,500 by the end of the month. That was number 6. So you've got to go through that. Okay, so failing to plan is planning to fail. You cannot run a business by the seat of your pants. So let's talk about the planner. This is the planner that we're talking about. I created this based off of one that I saw that was floating around from like 2015 that an SSD was no longer making. And I took it and I took all of these other pieces of a million other things that I had all in different places or punched in my happy planner along with my planner where I was writing all of my, scalable systems and my reoccurring things. And I made this for myself. I needed to go through this and figure out how I was going to set myself up for success with my busy lifestyle. How was I going to manage leading a group of 350 people along with making sure that my own team was, met, that my front line was taken care of, and that my own personal business didn't suffer. Because what I often found was when I was doing really well at my corporate job, Scentsy was suffering. When I was doing really well at Scentsy, maybe my corporate job wasn't getting the attention that it needed, or my family was, having a sacrifice. And look, I'm not going to paint you a picture of sunshine and rainbows and tell you that this is going to solve all of your problems. You're going to have to work this out for yourself and figure out what part of this you're going to take and mold for yourself. And luckily, I've put this in a format that will help you do that without a bunch of whiteout and chicken scratch. But what I'm going to tell you is that there is a certain amount of sacrifice that it's going to take if you want serious growth. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that I have missed bedtimes. It's something that fuels me to never want to do that again, but it is something that I've done. I made the mistake of literally coming into my office and working for hours on end, doing nonsense things and on a hamster wheel, not income producing activities because I didn't know what to do or where to start because I wasn't organized. And that cost me far more time with my family than having the plan ever will. Okay, so the plan is why that was implemented. So I created this, and I believe sharing is caring, so I share it with all consultants. So here we go. All right, there is the planner pages, and then there are the bonus pages, right? The extra pages, the trackers and stuff. I want to first go through the planner pages, and I'm going to skip ahead to October just so that we are not looking at any of my stuff. You know what? We're just going to go to November because I started writing some stuff in October already. So let's go to November because I didn't start writing anything there. All right. So the first thing you'll see is just like a regular calendar page. And in here, I have populated already when the Scent and Warmer of the Month runs. Why? Because we always see a huge increase in our GWV on those days. Same thing with when the US payday is. Again, this whole thing is in Canva. It's already been shared in your group. So what I'll do is I will just bump it up with a comment when I'm done here. But somebody else graciously shared this. So it's in Canva. You can go into the template and you can change anything you want to change. So if you're in another region and you want to put your payday in here, or you want to put when your stuff will change, or when your Scent and Warm of the Month runs or whatever, go ahead and do that. That's fine. That's why it's in here. Okay, you want to change the colors, you do you, boo-boo. But this is why it's like that. So then I have monthly goal trackers. Okay, this is one of the keys to success, right? You have to like prioritize your goals and know how you're getting there. But I also think that it's important to look at what your PRV goal is and then what your actual PRV is. Guys, if you're setting a $2,000 PRV every month and that's your goal and it's been your goal for 2 years and every month you slay that, you're at $2,500, $3,000 every month, you're not setting a high enough goal. You should not be hitting your goals every month. If you're hitting your goals every month, you're not striving for high enough. So if that's you, I want you to start putting down a $4,000 goal. Okay, I want it out of reach. I want you to have to stretch yourself. That is the purpose of a goal. A goal is not something to check off a list. Okay, a goal is something to strive for, stretch, and achieve. Same thing with your new recruits. New recruits and actual parties. So all of that is on the sheet there. Okay. Then I have a space for Scentsy club orders. Now you may need more space for this. Whatever you've got to do, you do you. But if you're not needing more space than this, it's time to build club. That's my main focus right now, is to try to build club, okay? I want my $2,000 a month coming from club, okay? I want to know my monthly bonus is coming from club. So that's my current goal. And then any LTO launches that are coming. Again, we're going to plan for where that PRV is coming from, because we should be able to look at this. We should be able to look at where we're starting to pre-sell our PRVs or gain interest from our VIPs. And then know where we need to be able to party to make up the PRV goal, right? If we plan on a $500 party, every party like averages $500. We want to plan for this. How are we getting to our goals, right? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay, daily numbers. I know this is like a love-hate for some people, but I'm going to tell you right now that daily numbers are a huge tracker device, and a lot of leaders going from, you know, they're striving for director or they're striving for SD or whatever. PRV tracking goals, daily number goals are important. Why? You can go into your workstation and you can look at how you did August to August, but you can't look at how you did last September 20th. You can't look to see if your numbers are higher last September 20th without doing this. So sometimes we might feel like, oh man, this month is slower than I expected. You can go back to last year and say, nope, I'm right on point. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Or I'm actually doing a little better than last year, even though it feels slower. Same thing with month to month, right? You can look back at this time last month and that will help you plan as well, okay? And we're also looking not only at our PRV, but we're also looking at TWV, GWV, active frontline, and new frontline, right? So we always want to be adding that. So that's the next part of that. I am a paper and pen gal. I don't have an electronic version of this. If you're an electronic person, maybe you can make it. You can take mine and make inspiration. But I'm a paper and pen gal. I like to write things down. It's just how I am. Order tracking. So this is where you'll write down your orders for the month, and then any notes on things. Like if a customer truly loves a scent, you can highlight that. And then when it comes out in an LTO scent, collection, maybe it comes out in the skin line next season or whatever, you can let them know that. This is going to be a key metric for you. Whether or not you sent the thank you. And then I have on here shipped, delivered, or picked up. So I checked that off. And then the last column is something that I think is super important to pay attention to is that a customer who ordered within the last 3 months? i.e., are your follow-ups working? Okay, that is what we're tracking here. Guys, this isn't about just having a pretty planner. This is about using this to track the metrics in our business that are gonna tell us if what we are doing is working. If you're sending out Happy Mail every month and you don't get any return on investment, you're either not following up correctly on that Happy Mail, or you're sending the wrong thing, or you need to take those customers off the list. Something's happening and you need to be following up. So that is where I do that, right? I try to make sure that I know why, if that's working, and how many of my customers are repeat customers, and within 3 months, not when they get desperate for more wax. The next form is for pre-orders. So anytime I have LTO launches, or I've got, a new collection launching the first of the month, like harvest or holiday, I start doing my pre-orders. And then this is the same thing. Name and items ordered. As soon as they say they want something, they go on this list so I don't forget. I'm not trying to go back through Facebook posts to try to see who said that they wanted it, or through an email chain or text messages. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? We're gonna work smarter. We're gonna write their name down right away. Then when we get closer to when it's time to start invoicing, I check off whether they've been invoiced, whether or not they've paid, whether I've ordered it, if it's shipped, if they delivered or picked up, okay? All of that is important. All right, daily habits. This is a big one. This one I added this year. So this planner has been around for a few years. This was something that I evolved it with. And I added this because one of my big focuses that I preach on my team all the time, and even myself, I heard Melissa Gratz say this once and it just stuck with me, was to focus on a sale a day. It doesn't matter if you sell a scent circle or an air purifier, but focus on a sale a day. You want to make sure that you are always getting something in, whether it's in the system or it's in your pre-orders collected, because that is a metric that you can use to whether or not you are staying consistent with working your business. Are you having something else come in? What's going on? So, there goes an earring. I'm going to take this other one out too so I don't look ratchet. So, I'm going to focus on a sale a day. So, am I doing that? Recruiting conversations, we got to have those regularly. Try to have 1 or 2 or 3 a day. And then booking conversations, same thing. The best part about this, okay, you're going to check it off as you're having the conversations, but then at the end of the month, reflect on it and look at what was the PRV outcome. And I guarantee you, the months that you have more of these checked off, the higher this is going to be. Same thing with recruiting. The more conversations you have, the higher this is going to be. If you're not steadily recruiting, you're not steadily booking parties, you're not talking to enough people, you're not working Scentsy into the natural conversation. So that's really an important focus. I did see a comment about how the planner runs, and I will answer that in a minute. I did see your comment, so don't worry. This is also where I will track Facebook parties and basket parties. Guys, this is primarily how I work. I will do a house party if it comes up and it works on my schedule. But again, busy mama, I'm not taking away weekends. I don't even work on Saturdays. So I'm not taking time away from my family to run to somebody else's house when I am just as effective on Facebook or a basket party. So that's just how I work. You do you. If home parties are your jam, go ahead and make this up for you, and you can change it to home parties. Okay, monthly business budget. Like, again, treat it like a business, right? What are you spending on your business? What are you making on your business? And what's the spread? You've got to do that. This also will help you with taxes. You can make sure that you have all of your receipts and they're in order, and you can check them off to what you spent. Okay. This is the scalable system part of this. This is what is important, and this is what is going to help you plan for your day and what is going to help you make your money. So, how does this work? If you don't know what a scalable system is, let me explain. A scalable system is a system over time that breaks down a group of activities into smaller chunks, and you can scale them through, okay? It's duplicatable, it's repeatable. This is what's important, because when we lead from the front with this, we can train our teams to do the same and help them become stronger, better leaders. So I break my week up by days. So Mondays are my team day, Tuesdays are my customer day, Wednesday is my business day, Thursday is my recruit day, and Friday is my marketing day, excuse me. What does that mean? Does that mean that Johanna doesn't answer customers on any other day? Of course not. It just means that these are my true focus to get these things done. Every Monday is going to be my team day. Every Monday I have some things that are the same and other things that change. So maybe the first Monday I do this, the second Monday I do this, the third Monday I do this, whatever. But it helps me get through Happy Mail, helps me get through team recognition, make sure I'm contacting those will cancels, all the things, okay? Same thing with customers. I have in here, you know, send out a weekly customer email, send thank you mail for PWS orders. I have the Scentsy training call on there. Creating extra party packs like on the first Tuesday of the month, but then on the second Tuesday of the month that gets replaced with file old order forms. The third Tuesday of the month, it's create extra samples and printed item inventory that I take for like the cards that I stick into my customer orders and stuff. And then the last Tuesday of the month is, you know, prep next month's Happy Mail and then my Scentsy Club reminders. So I'll send my people a reminder that like, hey, if you want to update anything in your Scentsy Club, don't forget to do it. But then every Tuesday gets the same thing. So it's like follow up on any messages, consultant call at 11, send thank you mail for PWS orders, and send weekly email. Guys, it's as simple as just taking it and chunking it into like 5 to 8 things a day and just focusing on those 5 to 8 things. Not looking at our entire list of things to do. Not looking at the whole staircase and being overwhelmed because we go into our office, we have so much to do and we don't know what to do. If I'm tired and I only have an hour and a half to work because I had a hell of a day at work and got home from kids' soccer late and had to do homework and all the things, I know I can get through my list in an hour. I can work through these things and I can still have managed my business and touched my business in a very effective way. It is not about having to do all of these things all at one time. It's not about not working my business for 5 days and then trying to do everything on a Saturday and Sunday. Guys, that's not effective. It's not sustainable. It's not consistent. And your customers and your team members get confused. Okay? We need to be consistent. We need to be strong in our business. Okay? Yes, you can. You can edit whatever you like to do. You can change it around if you'd rather have Mondays be your customer day because that is when we launch things. You do you, and you are going to make it work for you. Okay, so that's the monthly planner. That's the breakdown. And then I have areas in here where I can write down other tasks. Things come up. When I have an LTO, I can put it in here. That also helps me go back if like all of a sudden we had a crazy jump on the 15th of the month. It was like a Monday. I can go back in the 15th of that month in the planner and I could say, what the heck launched that day? What was going on that day? Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to take you through the planner sheets, and I did print these out so that it's not like you're not looking at all of mine with all my notes and stuff out. So I printed new ones to take you through this. Okay, the first one is just self-care is so important, guys. It's vital. You will burn yourself out. I always say this fluff, making pretty samples, making this pretty planner to share with all of you, all of the things, that doesn't burn me out. I'm a creative person. I like to put my creative drive on. People will burn me out, okay? So whatever your burnout rate is, maybe you're not like a person who enjoys this other stuff, but you have to do it for your business. Know that burnout will happen. Know that you have to protect yourself from it, and I'm going to tell you how. Self-care. So I created a self-care bingo, if you will, and I will pull a couple of things off of here, and I'll go do something on here when I'm feeling like I need a minute, and I will do this for myself. Not everything on here, ain't nobody got time for that, but we'll do a couple of things, right? So you can also edit this if you're not a bath person, because I have on here to take a bath or to do a beauty mask. If that's not you, you put something on here that matters to you. But this is a big one. Okay, 90-day vision. Guys, I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. I'm a big believer in the things seeing in your head, like the things that you can see in your head, the things that you have vision for. I'm a firm believer. I'm going to get biblical for you. I'm going to get, spiritual on you in a minute. To me, those are God's coming attractions, right? That's God showing you the vision that he has for you and that you can obtain for yourself. So write it down. Write down what that vision looks like. Write down what you're going to do in the next 90 days to have that happen or to work towards it. So what is the date in 90 days? What is your personal mantra for the next 90 days? I will manifest. So this is the thing that you're going to work towards. I will focus on. This is the action that you're going to take in order to get there. You have a place where you could put like a mini vision board if you're working on paying off a bill, or you're working on buying yourself a new car or whatever it is. You could put that here. There's a space for that here. And then this is most important. What will I let go of to make this happen? For most people, it's not that you're not capable. It's that you're not willing. You're not willing to let go of the excuses that you need to let go of in order to make it happen for yourself. Or you're not willing to, let go of your fear in order to make it happen. You're not willing to let go of your Grey's Anatomy to put an extra hour into your business a day. What are you going to let go of to make happen? The previous year in review, this is a big one for me, right? So top 5 accomplishments, go back to your goal list, go back to your next year when you're doing this, I want you to go back to your 2022 vision board and your goals sheet for the year. Hopefully you have one of those every year, and look at your top 5 accomplishments. What did you do this year that mattered? And you're going to write that down. What did I do well? What do I need to improve? Biggest lessons, what are you grateful for? I'm a firm believer that what we're grateful for, we focus on, we're going to have more of. What was the hardest thing about this year, and how can this next year be better? Okay, and then you're going to rate your year and all that. And these are fun to collect year over year, okay? This is just simple, right? This is a calendar for the whole year, so you can look at the whole year, look at dates, etc. Sample planner, guys. If you are just making samples and you're just whatever, you make samples, you throw them in a drawer, maybe you hand them out, maybe you don't, maybe you follow up with them, maybe you don't, you're not being intentional, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, okay? Time is money, and you're wasting both doing that. You have to plan out your samples, you have to be intentional. You know when LTO scents of Scentsy Fresh are coming out, you know when hand soap scents are coming out, you know when LTO 3 packs of wax are coming out. Be intentional about how you're gonna sample. Write it down, plan it out for the year so you're not sampling the same ish over and over and over again. Put it out, follow up with it, etc. Okay, planner. These are self-explanatory. Annual sales, annual mentor. I talked about this earlier. It was when I started doing annual sales tracking that I did it, that I started earning it. It was important. I'll be real honest with you. I recruited 22 people, not hit annual mentor. Sometimes we recruit with the best of intentions and people just don't do what they're supposed to do. Last year seemed to be the year of, I'm going to join Scentsy and not do a whole lot with it. We're not playing with that this year. This year seems to be on a much better thing, but I also have a better standard operating procedure for how I onboard people. It could be a whole nother training, a whole nother day. We're not going to go there. So, but those are the things, right? And if you're tracking all of these things and how you're working your business, start to see, what the hell? I recruited 24 people last year, 24 people last year and still didn't earn annual sales. What the hell, or annual mentor, what the hell was I doing wrong? Where were the gaps? We have to look at ourselves. Where were the gaps? What can I do to improve? And that's what all of this is about. If you're a director with directors underneath you, you need to track the director consistency so you can pay attention to the queue when they're going to go into the queue, to keep them out of the queue, all those things. Director consistency is huge and needs to be recognized so it gets repeated. I'm almost done here. Monthly recognition for your group. However you're going to recognize, recognition can be free. It can be an email. It can be a text. It can be a group thing. It could be Happy Mail. It could be postcards. It could be whatever you want to, but recognition needs to happen. You need to tell people when they're doing a good job. You need to make sure that people know that you want to see them repeat the actions that they're doing that are a good job. Recognition is important. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be free. There are no excuses. You're a leader. You need to recognize. Party planner. I swear to God, I'm almost done. There's a lot of sheets, guys, but this is all the stuff in our business we need to be tracking. Party planner. So no more am I going to book a Facebook party and not remember what I did. Or if you have 3 or 4 parties going at a time, you need to remember. Did you create the party link? Did you create the Facebook book? Did you create the host graphics, right? I always do a graphic with like my host picture on it and, welcome to the party. You're supporting Tiana's party. Did I schedule all my posts? Did I send the party packages out? When did I do the 30-minute live? Did I offer the host coaching, host exclusive kit? And then I have what I do, because I run my Facebook parties on a 2-week scale. I know that seems like a lot for people. Here's why I do it. I start on a Thursday and I end the following Friday, like late at night, midnight, because I want to hit 2 Fridays. I want to hit 2 pay periods, okay? Intentional, planful. So I go through a 10-day scale and what I do each of those days, okay? What kind of printer do you have? I have a, what is this junk? It's a cheap printer. It was $99 from Walmart, guys. No excuses. It's an HP Office Jet 5252. It prints just fine. Like, my colors are pretty bomb. Like, no lie. You know, I mean, this is a pretty strong printer, to be honest with you. Pretty good. And because it's an HP, I get instant ink. So it's hooked up to the Wi-Fi thing, and they just send me ink. I always have ink. I never run out. They just send it to me when I need more. It's awesome. And it's like, I don't know what I pay for instant ink. It's like $14 a month. Okay, business expense. You need a tax write-off. Monthly goal tracker, we already talked about this. Order tracking, these are all in the planner sheets, but they're all there. So I already talked about all of these. Okay, so, turn dreams into action. This is basically Scentsy's action plan that I put into a pretty form, right? Like, what are you doing to start with your belief statement, and then where are you going with this? And then lots of note pages. Like, I have note pages in the back of my book, so that when I'm on the SSD call and so forth, I can write things down and everything's in one spot. So we have a few minutes left. I'm going to pause there. I'm going to take a break, or a breath. I'm going to take a drink, and I'm going to open up for questions. What questions do you have? How can I answer them? I will start with the one question that I saw, which is, how do I run the planner? And the planner was created and intended to run on the Scentsy calendar year that is May 1st through April 30th. But people wanted a calendar that started in January. I understand it's an OCD tick. So now the planner runs January 1st through May of the following year. So it's basically like an 18-month calendar. Okay, that's how that runs. So you can print as many months as you want. You can run it on the Scentsy calendar year. You do whatever you want to do. But a new calendar will come out in January of this coming year. I'll probably work on it over the Christmas break, the holiday break. So, who's got questions? Yes, correct. So it'll be January 2023 through May of 2024. But you can print this one and just get started with it and just print like these months. Yes, the printer is from Walmart. It was like $99. I'm sure they have a similar one. If they don't still have this one, I've had it for a few years. It is an HP Office Jet 5252. And then my planner is just like, it's literally, there's nothing in here other than my planner sheets that I've created. And you can buy Happy Planner discs on Amazon, super cheap, okay? And then this is just like a hard shell cover. You can buy those too. And then in here, I just have, this is actually the 2021 one, but it's leopard and rose gold, so I kept it. And then like black and white stripes on the inside. I just thought it was super cute. Those, you know, you could just use an old Happy Planner one, but you can buy a Happy Planner cover. This is the big Happy Planner cover if you want to print it on 8.5 by 11. That is what it's sized at, is the big. I like big sheets of paper, and any other pieces of paper that I ever print, I want to be able to put on here. And then discs. This also makes a really great holiday gift. So again, they'll come out the end of Christmas. You can send a New Year gift to your team members, whatever. You can buy these in bulk and buy them, and bind them for them even. You could do a team night. So I got in late. How do I get this planner? So the planner is, I go on Canva and print it off. Sorry if you have to print it yourself. No, it's okay. So it was shared in this leadership group by somebody else. I will reshare it so that you can see it. I'll like just bump it up so that you can print it. And then you go on to Canva and you can do whatever you want. You can change the colors. You can do all the things. I'm so glad, Shauna, that you enjoyed it. Brittany, I can't wait for you to get it. This is awesome. The template link, I'm following the group showing the monthly planner, business weekly to-dos, not seeing the other ones. Yep, we will make sure you get it. I will probably just repost them after this just because it'll be easier. But I will do that. And then if you guys are in the director share page, it's there too. You can search my name in there. But again, guys, it's all about just being intentional about your time. It's about, look, like I said at the beginning of this, we're all busy. And you're going to be as successful as you want to be. Like, you're going to decide tonight whether or not you're going to print this planner and do nothing with it, or are you going to print this planner and it's going to be your Bible that you run your life by, that you run your business by, that you make sure that you time block your day so that you can get this stuff done. Because it's only going to help you get towards your goals. Like, I did not make SSD in less than 4 years by sitting on my ass. I didn't. Or watching Netflix, okay? And there's a time and a place for that. Like I said, I've gotten myself to a place now because of burnout that I don't work on Saturdays. That's the day that I clean my house or I spend time with my kids. I'm on the soccer field. I'm doing all of this stuff. You got to work that in. But if I didn't have this where I was working Monday through Friday and time blocking and getting that stuff done in the evenings after my kids go to sleep and stuff, I would never be able to do this. Yeah, I am like a total sticky note freak. Can I show you guys something else cool? I don't even know if it's going to show up on here, but I'm going to show you anyway. Okay, so I got these off of Etsy. I'll try to find a link if you guys are interested. But this girl makes these really cute. I'm all about the acrylic. How can I do this so you guys can see it? Hold on. Hold, please. I'm all about acrylic. Like, I just think it's a really clean look. I need to take this off. But this says this month in acrylic. And then I have one that says this week. So I can put them in here. And then one that says miscellaneous. So, yeah, I can probably download this and put it up on YouTube. Yeah, so the clear letters, that's what this is. It's a little tab that just says like this month and this week so that I can fast forward to that in the book. I got those off of Etsy. If you just go on Etsy even and look up planner dividers, that'll be there. And then she even sent me this cute one for free that said like miscellaneous. And I have that in the notes section so that I can just quickly flip to my notes if I'm on a call or something and I want to write something down. So that's huge. And then you can get all kinds of like little planner accessories. And if you get the Happy Planner accessories, they're already hole punched that way. I love this because I can add whatever I want to it. I can print off incentive trackers. I can add those in here. I can print off the, monthly planner, the little planner sheet that they send now. Ooh, I can download a PDF from the workstation and I can put that in here. You just get the planner hole punch. The Staples ARC, A-R-C, also will work. It's the same thing. So take a look at that. Oh, congratulations, Courtney. That's awesome. Okay, so does anybody else have any other questions? If you do, you can DM me. You can, I don't know how long Chloe will keep me in here. If I'm going to get the boot tonight, I don't know. But you can always reach out to me and you can ask me. I will try to answer the best that I can. I really, the ring thing is just a Happy Planner discs. So if you look at Happy Planner discs, you can get different kind. They have them in rainbow, black, all kinds of colors. You can get it in whatever you want, whatever your style is. I'm a pink girl. I like rose gold, all the things. So that's, guys, I hope this helps. Like, stop feeling overwhelmed. Stop thinking you are not capable of doing all the things, that you're not capable of getting to the top level of this company. Like, you absolutely are. You can do all of the things. I promise you, you can. You just have to be intentional with your time, and you have to know that you're not always going to want to do it. You're just not always going to feel like it, but you got to do it anyway. It's your job. Start acting like a CEO. A CEO shows up for work every day. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful job. Thanks for having me on. Bye.